And then on the Ebola response, the administration's talked up the pre-departure screenings in those 3 countries in Africa and the arrival screenings now. But as far as I can tell, the system has a 0% success rate. None of the people who were stopped in Africa turned out to have Ebola, and the only person who did have Ebola got through the system. Why does that system inspire so much confidence and optimism here?
Well, I think this is a situation where you might be a glass half empty guy, maybe I'm a glass half full guy. That just goes to our disposition, maybe. I still appreciate your point of view. Maybe that's part of your job description and part of mine. It could be. But you're asking a serious question. Let me try to answer. The goal of these screening measures that are in place both in West Africa and in the United States is to screen for individuals that are displaying symptoms of Ebola. The reason that is critically important is that Ebola can only be transmitted when an individual comes in contact with the bodily fluids of an individual that is exhibiting symptoms of Ebola. So we want to make sure that we are protecting the transportation infrastructure, certainly in this country, but across the world, and the safety and security of the American public. So by screening for those symptoms, we can protect the American public from catching Ebola. So far, no one with Ebola symptoms has entered this country. So I recognize that you might describe that as a 0% success rate, but to date, it's evident to me that we have a 100% success rate. But this is this is an ongoing effort that requires significant vigilance. And it's something that we, as the President described yesterday, it's something that we take very seriously. And those efforts are ongoing every day.
As part of the glass half empty, though, it seems like, I mean, it could be a deterrent effect that people with those symptoms aren't bothering to try to go through the screenings, but otherwise it feels like luck. I mean, as I said, like just mathematically, the last time we were briefed on the numbers, no one who was turned away turned out to have Ebola, and the only person who did got through the system. So, I mean, I'm trying to get into why this policy is working, and I'm obviously not convinced, I guess. But
okay. The policy is intended to prevent individuals that have symptoms of Ebola from entering the United States of America. And thus far, 0 individuals with symptoms of Ebola have entered the United States of America. I think that's, I think the bottom line is that is the reason that we believe this is the right policy. It is a policy that requires significant vigilance. It's something that we're focused on not just a daily basis, but an hourly basis. And some of the policies that DHS is putting in place are working to make sure that those screening measures apply to as many to travelers to this country from that region of the world. And what you're seeing is not just that they're having their temperature taken, but contact information is being collected and other things to make sure that we can have as tight a net as possible. Justin.